What's up, y'all? I'm back with another review. Today we're going to be reviewing 365 Days. This movie was just a random movie I happened to come across. Sat down, watched it with the wife, and here's the review on it. Going into it, I didn't really have no emotions for it. Didn't really have no feeling for it because I never heard of the movie. I seen it was in like Netflix top 10 movies in the US or some crap like that. 365 Days In was a movie based on the premise of a girl getting kidnapped by a guy who was in love with her and gave her 365 days to fall in love with him. And if she didn't fall in love with him, he would let her go and they can go their separate lives. And off the premise alone, the movie is pretty bad because that really don't make sense. Anybody who get kidnapped is calling the police. I don't give a crap how handsome or how good looking the person is. If you get kidnapped by them, most likely you're gonna call the police because that nigga is a weirdo or that person is a weirdo. So it was kind of just unrealistic, but I understand it's a movie, so it really don't have to be super realistic. That's what I watch movies for, not because they really reflect our lives, but because they're a fantasy that you can escape to. Like if you read a book or something, you know what I'm saying? You escaping. You really don't want authenticity all the time when you watching a movie, you know. But with that being said, this movie is pretty long. It's pretty lengthy. It was 2 hours long. Not much action in the movie at all. Like in a action sense of like action packed gun toting and all that stuff. It wasn't none of that. There's a lot of action though, like with between the two main characters, them having constant sex throughout the whole movie, and it was like I don't know, man. A lot. I think it might. Some people might like that type of stuff, like you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of sex scenes and movies and stuff. With me personally, if it don't really tell the story or progress the story, I really don't care for that type of stuff, man. Like I know in movies people have passion, there's passion moments, but I gotta tell you, this was pretty much like a soft porn. You know what I'm saying, like because the storyline was like lackluster, so it felt like it should have been like just a soft porn movie because that's what usually happens in soft porn. Like they have the storyline take the back burner and they focus on all the sex scenes and the sex stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I don't know. I just wasn't into the movie. You know what I'm saying? The landscape of the movie was pretty good. For the most part, this movie is not in English. It's in I'm not sure what language they speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure, but it's in a whole different language throughout the whole movie. They have little parts where it is in English. That wasn't really an issue with the movie not being fully in English because you know they had the subtitles at the bottom. The movie is pretty decent pacing. I was able to read everything that was on the screen and everything, but when they spoke in English, that's when I was really feeling like they needed the subtitles because a lot of times I couldn't understand what they were saying. I don't know if it was just me, but I couldn't understand what they were saying throughout the movie. And I feel like the movie could have been better if they would have did executed certain things different, like told more about his backstory, went off into what he had going on, went off into what she had going on. It really just focused on the love that they was trying to build, and I felt like the love that they was trying to build was on false pretenses. Like you got kidnapped, you can't really build a love off of somebody kidnapping somebody. I don't care what it is, and especially in the short amount of time that they basing it off of. Like I'm sure that it might have been well if they would been like it might have came off a little bit different and she was kidnapped for like of course over 2, 3, or 4 years that the girl got kidnapped, and then she had no choice but to fall in love with the dude because she became codependent on the dude. Like this guy was feeding her and doing all this stuff and buying her clothes. That would have made more sense to me versus you fall in love within a year. But in the pretense of the movie, they fell in love within a couple months, and it just didn't really do anything for me. Like, the movie really didn't do anything for me. The plot wasn't great. The acting wasn't great. And with that being said, I'll probably give this movie a 2. Give this movie a 2. This movie wasn't, like, the only reason why this movie wasn't trash, like, I'm not giving it a trash rating, is because somebody died. Somebody died in the movie. Tell me what you think. If you've seen this movie, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like, and I catch y'all on the next review. Peace.